Whew. Apparently, the internet can see me now. That's what it says, at least. What's going on? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages? Welcome to another Plus One Daily. Just gonna give it a few seconds before we get into it. We're gonna talk about what makes us click. It's gonna be a fun topic. This is actually from the recommendation, I think, of Nancy. I think Nancy recommended this yesterday in Skype, so I wanted to talk kind of a little bit about what the headlines that get us to click, but even more into it, I wanted to kind of play off of like the blog post I just did on Hit Exchange News, talking about that a little bit more, as well as diving into some really cool things about what can get people to open your emails, take action on stuff, create attention, a little bit of shock and awe. We'll talk about that, little marketing strategies to help you guys on your weekend that's coming up. Speaking of weekends, this is one of the weekends I detest the most in all of the year. Reason why: it's a double whammy for me. When you work for yourself, long weekends are basically an excuse for lazy people not to work. I'm just joking. I don't like long weekends. I can't stand it because to me it's just a day that the banks are closed. Well, it's a double whammy for me because tomorrow is July 1st, which is Canada Day, and then Monday is July 4th, which is Independence Day in America. So I've got a 4-day weekend where I basically can't do any banking, and when you're an entrepreneur, that kind of sucks. So I'm not a fan of long weekends. I'm all for vacations, but when you're working for yourself, every day's a vacation, every day's a holiday. So I'm not a fan of it. Anyways, I digress. So I won't be doing Plus One tomorrow because it's a holiday up here, and I got some things to do. Not that I want to leave the house, but I might have to. Yes, exactly, Robert. Yes, I will stop. Okay, so we're going to talk about what makes us click. And I wrote this blog post, actually. You can check it out, hitexchangenews.com. And I talked about kind of this amazing, something I noticed. Obviously human nature and things that happened over the past couple of months. We saw, I went on the story about Scott Rohn, who wrote this blog post, started dropping F-bombs in the blog post, and people were up in arms. I mean, people were just, absolutely, livid. There was, 40 plus comments on his blog. It was probably the most traffic he ever got to his blog. People were just, saying how rude he was and this and this and this, but he got all this attention. So, of course, being the marketer that I am, I followed it up with my own 2 cents on my blog post, capitalized off of his activity, used the topic and kind of talked about why we focus on F-bombs instead of our businesses. Follow this up with something that happened yesterday in the Skype group that we have at Plus One Daily. We were talking, and I can't remember exactly how it came up, but we were talking. The topic came up of proper grammar in English. And while I'm the type of guy that's just, I totally agree with spell check and proofreading your stuff, and I get it, I understand. I'm also of the train of thought that you don't need to write a Pulitzer every time you're writing a blog post. The most important thing is that you're actually writing a blog post. That's what's important. The perfection, the English majors, they will nitpick everything, and they will get really, really upset if you make a mistake in your spelling or your grammar isn't. And there's a very small minority group of people. The vast majority of the people, in my opinion, again, this is just my opinion, appreciate people that talk like I'm talking right now. When you're reading a blog post, you'll actually hear my voice when you're reading it. I'm not corporate. I'm not robotic. I have passion in what I talk about. I mess up. I screw up. I say and ah a lot. There's a lot of 3 dots at the end of a lot of the sentences I create. That's not proper English, but I'm still out there shipping things, and that's what's important. This is something Seth Godin talks about. Actually shipping something. What does he mean by that? He doesn't mean sit there and critique people that are doing things. He's talking about actually putting something out in the market as much as you can and see if the market accepts it as valuable, you're doing a good job. If not, you got to go back to the drawing board. So what we need to focus on, myself personally, this is what I think, is that we need to focus on what makes people click. That's what we should be worried about. This is a good topic. What makes people open emails? What makes people read blog posts? Well, doing this, looking back, you can see it's the train wrecks. So as a marketer, I'm not saying you got to go and drop F-bombs. I mean, Scott did, and it worked for him. It got some people pissed off, but most traffic he ever got, right? So we've got to see this stuff for what it is, opportunity. When I saw this debate going on in Skype yesterday, the first thing I said was blog post. Like, I'm going to capitalize off that. Because of that, I've got all these comments on my blog today. It's amazing. So what makes you click? A little bit of drama makes people click. A little bit of shock and awe makes people click. A little bit of curiosity makes people click. That's the things we should be discussing in business, not as much is it proper English or did someone swear in their ad copy or something. That's, again, just my opinion, but I'm going from the track record of I'm a high school dropout. I'm going from the track record of I have a published book. I've been writing blog posts since 2003. I get up on camera each and every day. I'm actually shipping things. It may not be perfect. I may screw up each and every day, but I'm shipping something. I'm actually putting something out to market. I'm not worried about it being perfect. I'm not worried about if I'm going to cater to the people that are, that want perfect English in what they're reading. That's not who I'm trying to sell to. I'm trying to sell to the people that relate to me. The people that actually appreciate the things that I'm putting out there to market. That's what I'm worried about. So if you're looking for ways to get more people to click on things, use a little bit of controversy. That's it. Use a little bit of drama. Use a little bit of shock and awe. Use a little bit of, that stuff works. And this is what I mean by this, because if you just do a simple blog post and you talk about boring things, you're going to get 0 comments. This is the sad fact of it. I put out content each and every day. I write blog posts each and every day. I put stuff out there each and every day that will help businesses, that will help you as a marketer, that will help you build your list, build your brand, all this stuff. Rarely does it get more than 5 or 6 comments a day. If that. People inside the Plus One Daily Skype room, they might share it here and there, but they rarely make comments. It really doesn't ignite them. Now, talk about F-bombs, talk about proper grammar, talk about the things that don't really matter in the big scheme of life, and everybody seems to get attention to that. People are drawn to that. So here you can be a good marketer and you can know this going, what makes us click? Okay, well, I can use a little bit of controversy in my blog post, a little bit of shock and awe, a little bit of not proper English. This type of stuff works in business. I made that blog post and Robert Putty put a comment out that he said he was getting lower click-throughs because of the ad copy he wrote. He sent it off to he's getting decent click-through rates on ad copy that he wrote himself. He sent it off to a professional ad copier, and they did all this stuff, charged him out the yin-yang, and it actually decreased. They took out all the spelling mistakes, everything, and it actually decreased the amount of click-throughs and conversions he got from that ad copy. As soon as he put the unprofessional ad copy back on his page, people started clicking more. He started making more money. Why is that? Because people don't want perfection. They don't. People don't want perfection. I truly believe this. People want to feel that they can relate to you. And they're not relating to you if you sound like a corporate robot. They're not relating to you if you're too perfect on cam. They're not relating to you if you're suit and tie each and every day of your life. I mean, that's not the kind. Maybe that works for some people. I don't know. Maybe, I guess, salute it, whatever. But for me, personally, I want people to feel like they actually know me. When they see me on the street, I want them to feel that they could actually give me a high five and make fun of the Buffalo Bills with me. I mean, that's basically what I want. I want that because that's the kind of brand that I've been putting out there to market for years. I want to be the normal guy. I don't want to seem higher than thou. I don't want that persona. And if I'm writing like a robot and I'm creating headlines and blog posts that are just complete bores and yawns, I'm not doing my job. So the question is, what makes people click? To me, it's a little bit of stirring the pot. That's what creates attention. Now, if everybody disagrees with me on this, prove me wrong and go comment on the blogs and share the blog posts as much as you comment and share the ones that you're so angry about. I mean, yesterday we had about, 89 messages I checked in the span of like 2 minutes. Like, people were fired up about proper grammar and English, and I get it. I understand it. It's something that people feel that they believe in, and I'm okay. It works for you. That's fine. Personally, for me, I'd rather concentrate on what ships things. But as a marketer, I saw this as an opportunity to not only stir the pot a little, because it was basically, everybody was kind of like telling Ken that he was wrong, but I was on Ken's side. I was kind of like, I kind of agree with Ken because I'm not worried too much about the ad copy and all this stuff. I just want to ship products and create content that gives value. If it's not perfectly spelt, I'm not gonna spend too much time worrying about that. I'm worried about creating content. It may not be perfect, but I'm worried about shipping things. So I stirred the pot a little, agreed with the underdog yesterday, and then as a marketer, I'm going, how can I leverage this? How can I get more traffic to my blogs? How can I get more traffic? How can I get more open rates on the emails that go out with the blog? Simple. I talk about the thing that fired people up. And that's your job as a marketer. As a marketer, you talk about the things that fire people up. You don't want to be friendly you don't want everybody to agree with you. You don't. You want a little bit of controversy. You want a little bit of hate and discontent. Again, I have not said that anybody's wrong. I've not said I'm not being rude about it. I'm not saying you're an idiot or nothing like that, because that's the wrong way to go about it. The smart way is to capitalize off it. And maybe you don't necessarily have to have an opinion if you're not comfortable. Marcus, if you're listening to this, you might not be here right now, but you can be a little Switzerland in this, okay? You can do this, Marcus. This is how you do it. You just ask the question. You put the question out there. You don't necessarily have to have an opinion, but as a marketer, put the question out there so that the sides can get fired up, so that you can create a little bit of division. That's actually a good thing for business. You have a group of people that agree with you and another group that don't. That stuff works. So if you're writing blog posts, if you're writing emails, you want to get more open rates, you want to get more, you want to get more open rates, you want to get more conversions, you want to get more people talking about your stuff, create a little division. Shock and awe works. Stir the pot a little, and you'll see bigger results. You'll see bigger click-through rates. You'll see much more conversions and success from playing the role of, putting it out there. That's a good thing. It's a good thing in business to do. So what makes people click? A little bit of controversy. Don't need to be rude about it. You don't need to be a prick. You don't need to be John. Sometimes I'm a little crazy. But throw it out there. Ask the question. Get people's polarizing answers, and you'll get a ton more traffic. You'll get more open rates. It really, really does work in business. A few other tidbits about this. When you're doing this, get ready for hate. This is something you got to grow some thick skin here. Very important. When you do stuff like this, some people are going to disagree with you. Some people are going to say you're an idiot. Some people are going to throw you under the bus. Some people are saying that you're just looking for trouble. You have to accept it. You've got to accept that most people are going to throw darts at people that actually do these things, that put stuff out in the market, that stir the pot a little bit, that create a little bit of controversy. You're going to get a little bit of hate. That's okay. It's fine. That's actually a kind of a measuring stick that shows that you're actually doing something that is getting attention. If you are not getting things that get people's attention, it's average, and no one wants to be average anymore. Remember the purple cow stuff we've been talking about since day one? We're talking Seth Godin, purple cow. You want to stick out from the crowd. So embrace the hate. They're not hating you. They're hating almost the fact that you're doing something and they're not. It's amazing how that works. But again, just embrace it, accept it. You don't need to be rude about it. You don't need to be a prick about it. You don't need to, that's not how you do this. You don't go out there and, crush the world. You go out there and play to the fact that people have polarizing opinions on things, and that's what's going to get them to click. That's what's going to get them to open emails. A little bit of controversy works. So I hope you guys enjoyed this session. It's another +1 daily. This video will be up on the blog in about an hour or so. Have a fantastic weekend, long weekend. I'll see you guys on Tuesday, which will be the 5th. No, I won't. You know what? I won't. I won't even be there on the 5th because I have a doctor's appointment on the 5th. So we might not be back here until Wednesday, which is the 6th. Crazy. So maybe Tuesday if I can squeeze it in. If not, Wednesday for sure. I hope you guys have a fantastic long weekend. Happy Canada Day to all the Canadians watching this, and happy 4th of July to all the Americans watching this as well. Have a fantastic, fantastic long weekend. Be good to each other. Go and do something this weekend. I know a lot of people will take it easy. Don't take it easy this weekend. Go ship something. Create a blog post. Network with people on social media. It's social media day today. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Anyways, get out there. Go and network with people. Say hi to people. Give people high fives. Talk to people. Get out there and do something today. Don't just sit back and wait for it to come to you. You've got to go out there and get it yourself. So thanks for coming. I will start the countdown now, and then I will shut it off after we've counted down from 10, 9,